Well, hello and welcome to the best Denki Stadium for J1 action from the 100-year Vision League as Avispa Fukuoka take on Sanfrecce Hiroshima. Well, it's shower day today in Japan, a bank holiday that marks the beginning of Golden Week and honours the birthday of the late Emperor Hirohito, posthumously known as Emperor Showa, who reigned from 1926 to 1989, hence the earlier kick-off in a midweek fixture. A fixture that Avispa Fukuoka have little to play for, really, with just 5 games remaining in the regular season for them. They find themselves with just 3 wins from their opening 13 games so far, but one of those wins did come in Hiroshima at the start of the month, and they have a chance of a domestic double, a rare domestic double, over one of Japanese football's big guns. Well, Sanfrecce Hiroshima, for their part, are still eyeing an outside shot at top spot in the West region, but they do have 6 points to make up on the leaders Vissel Kobe, who are now coached by Sanfrecce's recently departed boss, Mikhail Skiba. Well, Avispa make 3 changes from last weekend's loss at Fagiano Okayama, with Takumi Kamijima returning to the back 3. Yu Hashimoto, who scored the winner when these two met earlier this month, returns on the right, while Tomoyo Miki is recalled to the centre of the midfield. Masato Shigami pushes into a more advanced role alongside Shintaro Nago in support of the centre-forward Shohei Uzui, who's looking to improve on a tally of just 1 league goal so far this season. And in charge today is Junpei Ida, 44-year-old referee. And the lead VAR, Hayato Shimazu. Well, a couple of changes for Sanfrecce from last weekend, with Shuto Nakano back in defence, which means Tsukasa Shotani pushes into a midfield role alongside Taishi Matsumoto, with Tolgai Arslan dropping to the bench. Yotaro Nakajima is moved forward to partner Mutsuki Kato, while up front Kosuke Kinoshita, who's grabbed the winner after coming off the bench against Cerezo last weekend, earns the start at centre-forward in place of Akito Suzuki, who is amongst the substitutes. Now Sanfrecce Hiroshima, 4th in the table with 19 points, 6 behind Vissel Kobe. 5 wins, 5 defeats and 2 draws from their 12 games so far this season. There is Shinya Tsukahara, the man in charge of Avispa Fukuoka. Interim manager, took over in January from Kim Young-hui, who found himself out of a job. Won 5 and lost 8 of his 13 games in charge so far. Bartosz Gał, Polish coach, who took over in December, 38 years of age. Former coach of Górnik in Poland. Prior to that, his management roles were in Mainz's second team and youth teams, as well as the youth team at Schalke. And his previous job was at the RB Leipzig Academy. So it's Sanfrecce Hiroshima who get us underway here at the best Denki Stadium against Avispa Fukuoka, looking to avenge a single goal defeat at home at the start of the month. A second defeat in the last 4 games against Avispa Fukuoka, a team who generally they do well against. Those 2 losses are also their only defeats in the last 14 against their host today. An early problem here for Masaya Tashiro, the centre-back of Avispa Fukuoka. Tough character, though, back on his feet. Don't have a good record here against Sanfrecce Hiroshima. They've won just one of their last 8 at home against them. That was a 1-0 win in the League Cup in June last season. It's actually their 10th home top flight game against Sanfrecce in the league, and they've won just one of the previous 9, that coming back in 2011. They are 6 without a win at home against today's visitors. And the game will restart properly now with a goal kick for Sanfrecce Hiroshima. Back on the trophy trail last season by winning the J.League Cup. 3-1 win against Kashiwa Reysol in the final, allowing Mikhail Skiba to leave the club with at least a trophy in the cabinet. It is the title they most covet, though. They haven't been champions now for over a decade, when they won their 8th Japanese title in 2015, their 3rd in the professional J-League era. The previous 5 all coming in the amateur Japan Soccer League era. Goal kick for Sanfrecce. Ensuring that Usui wasn't inside the penalty area before the goal kick was taken. Throw for Avispa Fukuoka. The club have been relegated from the top flight 4 times. No danger of that in the 100-year Vision League. Distance on the throw. Tashiro was up there to use his physical presence. And now the counter is on here for Sanfrecce Hiroshima. Good work from Kato. And Avispa have been opened up here. And finally, it is finished off for 1-0. Seemed to take an age for Sanfrecce Hiroshima to find the back of the net there. But Avispa Fukuoka caught on the counter-attack. And Sanfrecce Hiroshima grabbed themselves the early lead through Shuto Nakano. Swift counter-attack, and they got bodies forward impressively. They were 4-on-2 here, and they were almost queuing up for it. It was a good block initially, before it fell to Nakano, and he just slammed the ball through and into the empty net. Avispa Fukuoka 0, Sanfrecce Hiroshima 1. And despite failing to score at home against Avispa in the first week of this month, it has taken Sanfrecce Hiroshima less than 5 minutes to break Avispa Fukuoka down this time. Forward by Hashimoto. Nago is the player down. Second goal of the season for Shuto Nagano, the Sanfrecce centre-back. Scored 1 in the whole of the 2025 campaign. It's his first goal since the opening day of the 100-year Vision League, the 3-1 win at Viva and Nagasaki. Nago is over the free kick for Avispa. short to Shiashi, who's caught in possession. Nakajima. Higashi swings the cross in. It's a good delivery, and the header is straight at Fujita. Lovely counter, and it was Mutsuki Kato on the end of it. Now, had he put the header either side of the goalkeeper, it would have been 2-0. Avispa really struggling to cope with the pace of the Sanfrecce counters in these early moments. Despite an awful start to the campaign, they failed to win any of their opening 8 Avispa Fukuoka. They've actually won 3 of their last 5 and were 6 unbeaten until last weekend's loss to Fagiano Akayama. Mutsuki Kato will be disappointed he didn't score that. It was a lovely delivery from Nakajima. Kato. Switched out again towards Higashi. Shiashi picking up the loose ball, though. Uzui chasing. Struggle for goals this season, Avispa Fukuoka. Just 12 scored in their 13 games played so far. Only Viva and Nagasaki, the side at the bottom of the West region, have scored less with 11. Miki. All the way back to Fujita. Sanfrecce arrive having won their last 2 games. They're unbeaten in 3 since they suffered 4 successive losses. Away form, though, hasn't been great. They've lost their last 4 away from home in all competitions since a 2-1 win at Cerezo Osaka in February. Uzui with the touchback. And Sanfrecce clear it away. Seemed to be heading for defeat last weekend, Sanfrecce. They were a goal down to Cerezo Osaka until 2 goals in the last 4 minutes of the game turned it on its head. Kinoshita grabbing the winner 3 minutes into stoppage time after a cool zone goal. Sasaki going short to Araki. Nakano, the goal scorer, plays it over the top. Tashiro across, and it's fired right across the penalty area and driven in by Higashi. And it is now 2-0 to Sanfrecce Hiroshima. And Avispa Fukuoka are being torn apart here in the opening 10 minutes. Kato had a glorious headed opportunity to make it 2-0. He couldn't take that, but there was no stopping Shunki Higashi. Accurate finish from the left wing back into the bottom corner. And what a start Bartosz Goal's team have made here in Hakataku. It is Avispa Fukuoka 0, Sanfrecce Hiroshima 2. Two goals in the opening 10 minutes of the game for the visiting side. And Avispa Fukuoka looking all over the place defensively. Sanfrecce Hiroshima look as though they can score at will. Higashi's second of the season. His first was a winning goal at Cerezo Osaka 7 minutes into stoppage time back in February. Sanfrecce picking up maximum points against Cerezo Osaka this season with 2 2-1 wins, both the winning goals coming in the stoppage time of both games. Uzui turns and shoots straight at Osako. First attempt at goal from the home side, and on target from Uzui. Sanfrecce Hiroshima have already had 3 and scored 2, and perhaps should have scored all 3. Sasaki. Matsumoto. Picked up by Shigami though. Uzui back to Miki. Kamejima. Hashimoto. Miki with the cross in, Sasaki with the header away. Throw for Sanfrecce Hiroshima. Well, 4 wins, 2 draws in their last 6 visits in J1 for Sanfrecce Hiroshima. Nothing in the early stages suggesting that that run of success here will change. A long way to go though. Header from Tashiro. Osako clears it away. Nakajima, the player down for Sanfrecce. Well, it doesn't look to be a great deal in that. Uzui. Touch off by Shigami to Miki. Shimoto happy to see it out for a throw. Miki beaten to that, it's too high for Nakajima, and it will be a Avispa throw. Haven't really been able to build on the success of their 2023 J-League Cup win, Avispa Fukuoka, and they upset Arao Reds in the final. It was the first major trophy in the club's history. Ended their run as the team with the longest history as a J-League club without winning a major domestic trophy. Sasaki. Now Higashi. Shimoto getting in the way and gets the second ball as well. It's back with Kamejima. The whistle has gone though. Free kick for Avispa. Won by Tashiro. Gioka getting the ball back in play. Here's Shigami under pressure immediately from Sasaki. It's a free kick. Now Tashiro. Seeing more of the ball now, Avispa Fukuoka, as they try and play their way back into this game after an awful start for them. Jose Uzui's effort is their only response so far. Fukuoka fires it across and Osako gathers. Araki going long. Kinoshita and Tashiro will be an interesting battle. It's Matsumoto. Throw for Avispa. Touch on again towards Nakajima. Hashimoto, seen plenty of it on this near side, and he was caught late there by Yotaro Nakajima, who's going to be the first booking of the game. Couldn't have too many complaints about that, Nakajima. It was late. 20 years of age, still making his way in the first team, made 16 appearances last season. It's just his third start of this campaign. With the throw. Ball given away by Osako, straight to Uzui, who fires it in, and it's 2-1. And Avispa Fukuoka are gifted away back into the contest by Keisuke Osako. Still had a bit of work to do, in fairness to him, the centre forward, but didn't he do it well? And he does have his second of the season now, after a campaign that has been something of a struggle for him in front of goal. He was strong in the tackle as well. Had a good finish from a tight angle, squeezing it through between goalkeeper and post. Low and hard, but Osako might be disappointed to be beaten by that. Take nothing away from the finish of Jose Uzui. And 19 minutes in, it is Avispa Fukuoka 1, Sanfrecce Hiroshima 2. Really open start to the game. Higashi with the throw. Sanfrecce Hiroshima taking 2 of their 3 chances. Avispa, 1 of their 2, both from Uzui. Bartosz Gał will be mightily frustrated at the solid start his team made, and then to give a goal away like that. 2 or 3 errors really, starting with the ball out from Osako, the weak defensive challenge, and then the fact the goalkeeper was beaten at the near post as well. Here's Tashiro. Kamijima. Out on the ball, but managed to shield it for Tashiro to clear. Shigami. Now Miki with a bit of space. Has options as well. Sugioka. And wins the corner for Avispa Fukuoka. And the home fans responding to the way their team has responded to being 2-0 down. Can they work here? Tashiro up from the back. Kamijima is in there as well. Sugioka. Header away by Kinoshita. Centre forward who's pretty useful in defensive situations as well. Struck first time, but well wide in the end. Swung through the ball there. Sugioka. He's the one in the back three, really, who's looking to get forward for Avispa Fukuoka. Offering a bit of extra width out there on the left, as well as Yota Majima, the wing-back. Nakajima into Kinoshita. Good challenge by Kamijima. Avispa enjoying much more of the ball. It's Shiashi. Sanfrecce, they look so dangerous when they get the opportunity to counter. Here's Kamijima. Hashimoto. Shiashi. Testing cross in, well claimed by Osako. Hashimoto. Now Tashiro. Certainly not playing like a side who conceded 2 in the opening 9 minutes of the game. Avispa Fukuoka. And not playing like a side who are currently second to bottom in the West Region table either. Problem that Sanfrecce have in the chase to overhaul Vissel Kobe at the top of the West Region is they're 6 points behind, but Vissel Kobe have played a game less. Really is no margin for error now for Sanfrecce Hiroshima in their run-in. There's Sasaki. Now Miki. Hashimoto. Doesn't have too much support out there. On again by Shiashi. Shigemi did well. Finds Miki. Played into the penalty area. And as the referee pointed to the spot here. Well, Avispa Fukuoka now with a great opportunity. I wonder if that's going to be checked. There doesn't look too much in that. It looked like a fresh air shot. The referee is in conversation with the VAR. It's going to take some looking at. You can see what the Sanfrecce defenders think of it, and Naito Arai as well. The referee was in no doubt. Check still ongoing. So difficult to tell if there's too much contact. I mean, from that angle there, it looks as though Majima has tripped himself up. Well, he's going across to take a look, so the fact that he's been advised to do so. There's certainly no contact there from Arai. Oh, I think he's tripped himself up there. If there is a touch there from Arai, it is the slightest. Well, that angle there, he's nowhere near him, is he? I must admit, I was somewhat surprised when he pointed to the spot in the first place. And no penalty. It was the right decision. So Avispa Fukuoka don't get the chance to level up. I think he just takes an air shot there, doesn't it, Yota Majima? Arai didn't catch him. And he was already on his way down before the second defender came across, so it stays 2-1, no penalty. Half an hour gone. Thoroughly entertaining opening half an hour we've had. Higashi's throw. Terrific response, though, from Avispa Fukuoka to the concession of those 2 early goals. But a free kick now for Sanfrecce as they look to regain their 2-goal advantage. Delivery going right the way through, but Tashiro was being fouled. Avispa just a couple of percent more in terms of possession of the ball after that really strong start that Sanfrecce Hiroshima made. Not much in it, though. Avispa with the throw. It's gone right the way through. And Sanfrecce hook it away. Shigami. Now Shiashi. Fujita. Another away by Nakano, the goal scorer. Here's Sasaki. Higashi, who scored the second. Such an accomplished finish as well from Shunki Higashi. There's Arai. Now Nakano. That Nakano goal to put Sanfrecce a goal up was just the 9th of his professional career. His second this season. It's only the second time he scored more than 1 goal in a campaign. His record was in 2024 when he weighed in with 5 in 38 games. Pretty impressive from centre-back. Sasaki. It's a wayward ball, cut out by Hashimoto. Clearance this time from Sasaki. Here's Higashi. And Kato. Matsumoto. Nakajima. There's potential there to get a shot away from Shotani. Decided otherwise, though, and Sanfrecce keep possession. Stabbed away. Initially by Sugioka and then fired in and wide by Tsukasa Shotani. Well, no real pedigree at coaching at this level, Bartosz Gał. It's a big opportunity for the 38-year-old. Big shoes to fill, though. Mikhail Skibber was a popular character here. Quite lead them to what they wanted, though. Another J-League title. Had a habit of being there or thereabouts in every competition under Mikhail Skibber and then just falling short at the key part of the season. Shioka across. Pressure from Kato. Mickey is fouled. Free kick for Avispa. Kato just hooking the standing leg. Long by Fujita. Last season was his last with Albirex Nagata. Joined Avispa Fukuoka in January. His 6th appearance of this season, the goalkeeper. Tashiro. Kinoshita cutting off the ball back to the goalkeeper and forcing him into the corner. He did well, though, to get it away. And now back with Fujita. Tashiro. He was a big favourite with Sagan Tozu before he made the move to Avispa in 2023. Nakajima. Arai. Quiet start to the game so far for Naota Arai, who usually is raiding forward, the right wing back for Hiroshima. Here's Arai again. Tried the little back heel. They maintain possession with Kato. Here's Sasaki. Seven minutes to the break, but there'll be a fair bit added on for that VAR penalty check. Sasaki to Higashi. He's got all sorts of space now. Kinoshita is in the centre. Oh, it's a terrible ball back from Higashi. Straight to Tomoya Miki, the captain who was covering. May get another chance to deliver there, though, Higashi. It was a better ball in that time, and Tashiro getting across to clear. He's frustrated with himself, I think. Not for that one, but for the previous delivery. Higashi. Shitani alongside him, but plays it into Kato instead. Here's Higashi. Shitani beaten to that initially. Kato wins it back. In by Nakajima. Nakajima. His cross is blocked away. Kamijima. It's coming back at Avispa, though, as quickly as they can clear it away from Sanfrecce Hiroshima. Better spell, this, from the away side. They've been on the back foot a bit since going 2-0 up early. Higashi. Matsumoto. Plenty of white shirts forward, but plenty of dark blue ones back there as well. Sasaki. He launches it forwards. Fukuoka with the challenge. On by Miki. Fukuoka has continued the run forwards. Is Maijima. Shiashi. Now Miki. So key to Avispa in the midfield, their captain Tomoyo Miki. Here's Kamejima. Given away by Hashimoto. And that wasn't the best ball from Kinoshita. Here's Tashiro. Avispa get themselves level before the break. Here's Miki. By Tashiro. Nago unable to pick up the loose ball though, and Sanfrecce win it back and keep it. Here's Araki. Tashiro sliding in. Sasaki back to Osako. Sumoto with the header on. Kinoshita's not seen a great deal of the ball, actually, the centre forward for Sanfrecce Hiroshima. Kept relatively quiet by Masuya Tashiro. Here's Miki. Opportunity here maybe to deliver the ball in. Shigami helps it on one more. It's driven first time and well over the top by Kaya Shieshi. Nice play on the edge of the penalty area, but it's a poor strike in the end from Shieshi. Got right underneath it. Fired it into the travelling supporters. Divisions in the 100-year Vision League, split into the West and East region, but still some fair journeys to be had. 285 kilometres separate these two sides. No problem that effort for Fujita. Not one of Kato's best. It's a 3.5-hour drive between the two cities, but there is a train that takes just over an hour. 5 minutes to be added on, mostly for that VAR check, although there was a couple of stoppages earlier in the game. Hashimoto clips it to the far post. Could have been an awkward one, that, for Keisuke Osako. would have been fuming with the start his team made to the game. 2 down inside 9 minutes. Could have been 3-0 down, but since then they've played pretty well. As we grabbing one back, they were denied a penalty by a VAR check, which in fairness was the correct decision. Kamijima's header. Mickey beaten to that. Wins it back though. And on the front foot again with Nago temporarily, but Arai clears it away. Tashiro and Kinoshita in a tussle again, and this time the decision goes against the Avispa Fukuoka centre-back. Two of them immediately engaging before the ball had even got there. Deep delivery, Sasaki's header back across. Helped in by Higashi. Still it's not away, driven in by Nakajima. Avispa with enough bodies back there to clear their lines. Here's Tsukasa Shotani. Now Nago. Maijima towards Uzui. Maijima again helps it on to Nago, who squares it first time to Shigami, and it's blocked away and then fired over the top by Shozai Uzui. But they are stretching Sanfrecce Hiroshima at the back now, Avispa Fukuoka. And what looked as though it was going to be a walk in the park early on is far from it this time. That one may have been ruled out for offside, because when it was played in, Masato Shigami did look ahead of the last defender. Immaterial anyway, as Avispa couldn't finish it off. Nago with the corner. From Mickey. Yeah, he was offside when he played it back to him. Kamijima's header out. There's Kinoshita, pulled out of the centre but fires the ball across. And that is the final action of what was an entertaining first half with plenty of talking points. It took Nakano just 4 minutes to put Sanfrecce Hiroshima in front. Kato had a big chance in between that and Higashi scoring the second on 9 minutes. But Avispa Fukuoka responded well. Shozai Uzui grabbing one back on 19 minutes. They thought they had a penalty when Naoto Arai was penalised, but the VAR proving that there was no foul on Maijima. He just taken a swipe at the ball, and a fresh air swipe, and lost his balance. But plenty of good in that first half for Shinya Tsukahara to get his teeth into, despite the fact his team are behind here. Sanfrecce Hiroshima know they need a win and have to keep winning until the end of the season if they're to stand any chance of finishing top of the West Region table. Half-time here, though. Avispa Fukuoka 1, Sanfrecce Hiroshima 2.
2026年6月13日、あの J リーグオールスターが17年の時を超え MUFG 国立によみがえる。 J リーグオールスターダゾーンカップ開催決定。あの選手とあの選手が同じチームに、あの選手のアシストであの選手がゴールなど、クラブ間の境界線を越えて熱狂できる。出場する選手を決める投票方法はご覧の3つ。詳しくは J リーグオールスター特設サイトへ。
So welcome back. A couple of changes for the second half, as you can see there, for Avispa Fukuoka. Tepe and Katajima are coming on for Shiashi and Tashiro. I wonder if Tashiro took a bit of a knock in the centre of that defence. He was down very early on. But a double switch for Avispa Fukuoka at the start of the second half here at the best DENKI Stadium, where they trail by 2-1 to Sanfrecce Hiroshima. Got off to a lightning quick start. They themselves making a change as well. Yotaro Nakajima, who's on a yellow card, replaced by Ryo Jaman for the second half. So neither coach hanging around with his changes. Confirmation of those changes for Avispa Fukuoka. Tepe Oka, 24-year-old, coming on in the centre of the defence for his 14th appearance, the former FC Tokyo man. Katijima on for his 14th as well. And Rojaman into the action. 3 goals in 10 games so far this season. Fabulous campaign for Jubilo Iwata in 2024, which resulted in his team's relegation, but he scored 19 goals in 32 appearances for them that season. Didn't work out quite the same for him at Sanfrecce last season, his first with the club, where he managed just 4 goals. And 3 so far in this campaign, although hasn't scored in 3 games now. The second half underway. Avispa Fukuoka 1, Sanfrecce Hiroshima 2. A game that Sanfrecce will be desperate for all 3 points. As things stand, this win here and with results elsewhere at the moment, Sanfrecce would move into 3rd place in the West. If they could hold on here, they'd be level on points with Nagoya Grampus and Gamba Osaka, and 4 behind the leaders Vissel Kobe, who, remember, still have a game in hand. Shotani has been replaced as well by Yamasaki. So double change for both teams. A corner then for Avispa Fukuoka. It's gone right the way through, and the presence of Sasaki was enough to put off Uzui. And Kato probably still thinking about that headed opportunity that he had in between the 2nd and 3rd Sanfrecce goals, one which he would normally have taken. Nakano. Sujioka beaten to that. Here's Kinoshita. Shuto Nakano lining up the long throw. On it. It was a good delivery as well. Kamijima launches that upfield for Avispa Fukuoka. It should find its way through to Kazuki Fujita. Looks as though Kamijima has got into the centre of the back 3, and Tepe Oka out to the right-sided centre-back position. Oka, who's coming on loan for Avispa Fukuoka from FC Tokyo, 13 appearances last season. Sasaki back to Osaka. Arai with the header down. Matsumoto. Oka, the substitute, getting the block in on that one. Sanfrecce start the second half the way they began the first. Here's Nakano. To be more involved in the second half. He's usually one of the more lively players for Sanfrecce Hiroshima. It's not been the case so far, though, from Arai. Uzui. Switched out to Maijima. Cuts in again, but unable to find Shigami with the delivery. Here's Miki. It's gone right the way through to Shigami, who plays it back to Uzui. It's blocked by Sasaki, though. Miki ran into trouble there and lost the ball. Rao Jaman unable to pick it up. Nago. Shigami with a heavy first touch, and it invited the challenge. It's popping up inside the penalty area on a regular basis, Shigami, but nothing has fallen his way so far. His only goal coming a couple of weeks ago in the 2-2 draw at Nagoya Grampus this season. Was actually sent off in the 2-1 loss at Sanfrecce Hiroshima in the J.League Cup meeting back in June for 2 yellow cards. Deep ball in, it's hit back in first time, picked up by Uzui. Hashimoto. Still a push for this equaliser, Avispa Fukuoka. Looking to return to the good form they had before last weekend's defeat to Fagiano Okayama. Ryo Jaman has done well here, though. Here's Kato. Arai. There's Nakano. Arai. Just awaiting their moment. Yamasaki, the substitute. Yamasaki again, now Jaman. Pulled it back across, it's a good ball. It's a good turn from Kato, and he fires it off target. Well, they certainly were waiting their moment, and they played it well. Good spot from Ryo Jaman. And a lovely first-time ball to Kato with the lovely little touch. Has to hit the target, though. Bit of a wild lash in the end from Mutsuki Kato. Second opportunity that hasn't gone the way he would have wished. Kato's first goal of this season came in the 2-0 win against Viva and Nagasaki last weekend. A weekend before last, I should say. Here's Oka. He's a creative force for Sanfrecce Hiroshima, but the feeling is that really Kato should score more goals. Here's Maijima. Referee waves play on. It was a clear foul. Here's Miki, who was forced slightly wide, and so as a result of that, the referee does call it back for the initial foul. He was certainly caught there, Nago. Tried to play the advantage, but it wasn't the best ball out to Miki. Sasaki. Too much on that. Araki trying to tempt in Uzui. Tries to pick out Arai, too much on it though. Must have taken a nick on the way through that. It's a corner to Sanfrecce Hiroshima. Arai with it. Kamijima trying to organise things at the back there in the absence of Masaya Tashiro. Taken off at half-time. Played out by Arai. Well, there's heavy appeals there from the Sanfrecce players for a handball. Played in again, Uzui heads it away. I wonder if that's going to be checked. Well, the Sanfrecce players were adamant that the hand was up. Yeah, there from Nago. Let's see from this angle. Well, clearly touches the arm, doesn't it? Referee deep in conversation. Nago looking concerned. Yeah, he's going to take a look. I think this is going to be a penalty for Sanfrecce Hiroshima. Thing is, though, he's actually pushed just before the ball comes down and lands on his arm. Interesting to see if that's taken in. There you go, there's the shove. And it's the shove that forces the arm to come up and hit the ball, so it'll be interesting to see if the referee takes that into account. Yeah, he spotted the push. There's no penalty, and that's, again, the correct decision. VAR has done its job today. It clearly touches the arm, but there's no question that he's pushed there, and that forces the arm to go up. And Kinoshita penalised for the shove. It remains at 2-1, and no penalty. Another double change for Sanfrecce Hiroshima. Suzuki and Maeda coming on for Kato and Kinoshita. Taketo Suzuki, who started the last game. Kinoshita getting the nod this time because he came off the bench and scored the winning goal. And now Suzuki is back in the action. 3 goals in 12 appearances this season from the player who joined in January from Shonan Bellmare. Jaman with the sliding tackle, but it's picked up by Miki. Here's Oka. Now Miki again up against Sasaki. Shimato with the touch off. Gioka goes for the return, but wasn't delivered by Shigemi. Uzui did well to get back to his feet and win it back and win the free kick as well. Jose Uzui. Half an hour to go, still 2-1 Sanfrecce Hiroshima. A game that could go either way. It didn't look as though that was going to be the case in the opening 10 minutes when Sanfrecce Hiroshima made an electric start. 2 goals in the opening 9. Shigemi has come short to offer himself as an option. Sasaki rising. It's gone out for a throw for Avispa Fukuoka. Sugioka leaving it instead to Majima. Shigemi twisting and turning, no way through though. There was too many white shirts around him. That's a foul by Kamijima. Yellow card. It's a clear foul. Must have been slightly worried when he saw the red card come out. The referee taking both cards out of his pocket. You don't often see that. Here's Sasaki. All the way through to Fujita. All the goals in this game in the opening 19 minutes. Both teams have had penalty appeals turned down. Yeah, that was a poor ball back to Sugioka from Kitajima. Another change, and Shigemi is coming off. And Reiji Surano on to replace him. Just his second appearance this season, Surino. He was on loan with Ehime in J2 last season. It was used mainly from the bench. Opportunity here, maybe. Kamijima, though, stepping across and getting the foot in on Suzuki. And that's a goal kick. Only 22, Akito Suzuki. $19 goals in the last 2 seasons, over the last 2 seasons for Shonobamare. So Sanfrecce making their move. It's weighed in with 3 already. Nakano. Header back in towards Uzui. Touch off from Miki, here's Nago. Raojaman has struggled to have too much of an impact. He put that good ball across for Kato, but not a great deal either side of that from him. Kitajima, played on by Oka. Now Raojaman slides in, got a toe to it. Little flick from Suzuki. Avispa with more attempts at goal, but Sanfrecce Hiroshima with more of the ball in the last quarter of an hour of the game. Here's Maijima. Well covered though by Araki. Here's Arai. Sugioka. Well, looking for options. Kitajima was the only player to show, and now he does get it eventually. Touch on by Uzui. Sugioka. Here's Maijima. Now Miki, always available in those central areas for Avispa. Miki. Now that's a foul, free kick. Yamasaki, the player taken down by Maijima. Sasaki. Raojaman. Given away by Matsumoto. Uzui, who's looked lively. It's cut out again by Sugioka. He's had a good game for Avispa, the left-sided centre-back. Certainly been one of their standouts so far. First season with Avispa Fukuoka. It's his 10th appearance for the club. Playing in J3 last season, Sugioka on loan with Kitakyushi. Kitajima. Cross into the centre, knocked away by Sasaki. May well stay in play, it has. Gathered by Osaka. He was on loan for Iwaki, where he wasn't getting a regular game. Sugioka. Good scouting, though, from Avispa Fukuoka to pick him up from the third tier. Settled straight in at this level and doesn't look out of place at all. Kitajima. Now Miki. Surging run forward from Miki. Maijima. Fed it across to Hashimoto, was closed down as he tried to shoot. Sugioka. On by Miki. Did well there, Oka, under pressure from Rojaman. Miki fancies it. Oh, what a goal that is from Tomoya Miki. And Avispa Fukuoka do have their equaliser. It is an absolute belter from their captain. And the looks on the Avispa Fukuoka supporters says it all. Fantastic hit. And Keisuke Osako beaten from distance. Look at the swerve on it. It's a great angle to see it. From behind the goal, the ball just bends away from the Sanfrecce goalkeeper. And that is a special strike from Tomoya Miki. His second goal of the season. His first game earlier in the month in the 1-0 win against Viva in Nagasaki here. It's fair to say that that was a better one. And it's 2-2. And Sanfrecce Hiroshima will be kicking themselves at the way they've allowed Avispa Fukuoka back into this after such a lightning start. Here's Maeda. Arai. Arai again. Good work from Matsumoto. Cross swung in, right, Jaman really attacked it. And as a result has clattered into Oka. Now, certainly had every right to go for it. Good defending by Oka. Fighting cross from Nakano. Both players back on their feet again. Well, it should be quite a last quarter of an hour. Sanfrecce Hiroshima 2-0 up inside 9 minutes. But Avispa Fukuoka now back to 2-2. Higashi is going to make way now for Sanfrecce Hiroshima in their 5th and final change. Score of their 2nd goal. Seems a long time ago now, doesn't it? Looked as though they were freewheeling their way to 3 points. Arslan Tolgay, his replacement. And there's all 5 changes made for Sanfrecce Hiroshima. Tolgay on a player who's represented both Turkey and Germany at under-21 level. German-born in Paderborn. He's played football in both countries for Hamburg, Besiktas, Fenerbahce. Spell in Italy as well with Udinese. Third season now with Sanfrecce Hiroshima, having arrived in Japan via Australia with Melbourne City. Miki just beaten to the ball. Masaki out to Sasaki. Another substitute, Tolgay Arslan. All right. All right, again in towards Suzuki. He's had a few neat touches since coming on. Akito Suzuki hasn't really threatened yet, though. Can either side find a winner? And feel the momentum is with Avispa Fukuoka after that wonderful Tomoya Miki strike to level it up. Miki again. Suzuki. Shaman unable to get on the end of that ball from Suzuki, and Avispa have it back again with Miki. Meijima. Sasaki across. Flag was up for offside against Surino. Just over 11,000 the attendance today. So the stadium ran about half full. It holds about 22,500 when it's at capacity. Too much for the Avispa fans to get excited about last season. They finished in 12th place, bang in mid-table. They only reached the round of 16 in the Emperor's Cup, where they lost to Kashima Antlers. They were beaten on penalties in the playoff round of the League Cup by Sanfrecce Hiroshima after a 2-2 aggregate draw. Here's Miki. Now Meijima. Oh, yeah, that's a painful one from Nago's challenge. And it's a yellow card. Just stretches for the ball. I tell you what, I'm amazed that's not red. My initial reaction was that the referee was going to pull out a red card, and I'll be absolutely amazed if the VAR doesn't take a look at that. Well, he misses the next match because of the yellow card, but well, no red card is the decision, and I find that extraordinary. Well, they are checking it, sorry. has to be a red card. I mean, the still shot says it all, doesn't it? Both feet off the ground, straight into the shin. I mean, that is a leg breaker all day long. I thought the initial card was going to be red, and I was amazed when yellow came out. And now it is red. Well, he got away with the handball, but he wasn't going to get away with that, and his suspension has just got a little bit longer. A straight red for Shintaro Nago. I don't think he can have any complaints. It was an awful challenge. Both feet off the ground. And that could easily have gone a very, very different way for Taishi Matsumoto, who is very lucky to still be up and around walking. Dreadful challenge from Shintaro Nago. And he can have no complaints. Here's Arai. Back from Nakano. Well, has the pendulum just swung back in the favour of Sanfrecce Hiroshima. So many talking points from this contest. Is Ryo Jaman. Arai. Swings the cross in again, well claimed by Fujita. Delivers such a good ball, Naoto Arai, but we haven't seen too much of that today. An unusually quiet performance from Sanfrecce's right wing back. Kamijima. Now Sasaki. Jaman is down. Which could be a problem for Sanfrecce Hiroshima, unless it is a head injury, because they have used all 5 substitutes. It looks as though it could be that. Do you remember the clash of heads with Oka? It's a somewhat delayed reaction. Well, they were happy. It was looking as though it would be a comfortable day, but anything bar that now. Having seen that early 2-goal lead slip away. And Ryo Jaman making his way off. Funnily enough, in the collision, it looked as though Oka had come out of it the worst, but clearly Ryo Jaman being affected by that clash of heads. There was the incident. So Motoki Ohara is on as the concussion substitute. Mikey Mia is on. Nyutaka Michiwaka in a double change for Avispa. So they've now made all their changes as well. There's Sasaki. Now Maeda. Just made a little bit of space to get the cross in, Maeda. Talented player who has struggled for a home, really, since returning to Nagoya Grampus after a couple of seasons on loan in the Netherlands with Utrecht. Joined Around Reds for a couple of seasons, but again was used sparingly. And it's been the case this season as well, and last. Yet to start a game in this campaign. All 7 of his appearances have come from the bench, Maeda. Running out of time, Sanfrecce Hiroshima to get the winner that they do need if they are to realistically keep up the chase for top spot. Sasaki. Yeah, that was late from Sugioka. He's going into the book. It's great when you see a player step up from the lower divisions and hold their own at the highest level. Sugioka certainly looks as though he's one of those. Arai with the free kick for Sanfrecce Hiroshima. Header away. Sent back into the penalty area again towards Araki. He got his head to it. May well have come off Mia. So it's a Sanfrecce Hiroshima corner. Comfortably headed away again. Only as far as Arai. There's Maeda. Oh, Maeda loses his footing. And now Avispa looking to counter. Trouble is he looked up and there was absolutely nobody ahead of him in a blue shirt. Arai with the delivery. It's too high this time. Touch of cramp for Katajima. It's a bit early for that to kick in. He only came on for Shiashi at half-time. Final minute of the 90, but there'll be a fair degree more. 1 or 2 stoppages, the VAR check for the handball and for the red card, both involving Shintaro Nago. Sugioka. Sanfrecce throw. Yeah, 8 minutes to be added on. No surprise at all to see that number. So 8 minutes for Avispa to hold on for what would be a hard-earned point here. Nakano with the throw. Matsumoto with the ball in, headed away to Tolgai, who fires it off target. Well, he's made 6 changes today, Bartosz Gaul, for one reason or another, and in truth none of them have made a great deal of difference to the Sanfrecce Hiroshima performance. Has been very much on the periphery since coming on. That's not the best clearance you'll ever see from Kazuki Fujita. Here's Maeda. Swings the cross in again. Still Sanfrecce keeping up the pressure. Matsumoto, Maeda. Matsumoto cleared away by Sugioka. One-way traffic now for the final moments here, as the 10 of Fukuoka tried to hold on. Turn and shot headed away by Kitajima, but it's picked up again by Matsumoto. Driven across, and Suzuki hitting it first time. Blocked away though. Sasaki. Oh, too much on that from Ohara. And Tolgai couldn't get there. Players down all over the place now. Kamijima is one of them. On his feet again. Miki is also down, the captain, and he is about to come off. Scorer of unquestionably the best goal of the game. What a hit that is. He will not strike a better ball than that this season, perhaps the next. So Kohei Okano is coming on. They're using their extra substitution that they've been given as a result of the concussion substitution that Sanfrecce had for Ryo Germain. Captain's performance by Miki. And his wonder strike at the moment on course to see them pick up a point here. Okano is on for his 11th appearance of the season. 5 starts, 6 from the bench now. Sign from relegated Shonan Bellmare. Sasaki. Well, that's a good run, but it was well covered by Oka. Sasaki. On by Sasaki. 3 minutes to go. Now the opening, there's plenty to aim for in the centre. Araki was up there. Terrific defending again from Takumi Kamijima. Had a terrific game back there, Kamijima. It's a deep delivery. Araki with the header back across. Sasaki trying to pick up the loose ball and keep it alive, and Avispa throw bodies in the way, and that's a cynical foul. It's always going to be a yellow card, that, for Moteki Ohara. Knew exactly what he was doing. Chance for the counter was on there for Avispa, and Surano just pulled back. And now he's hurt himself. And they could be going down to 9 here, Avispa Fukuoka. But he's pulled a hamstring, which looks as though it is the case. Accelerated away, looking to counter. Bundled over, and then yeah, you can see him grab the back of his leg. That may well have gone before he was actually fouled. Ohara yellow carded for preventing the counter. But injury may well have done that for him anyway. And that's a real shame for Surano. He must be frustrated he didn't wait a little longer to use the extra sub. So it's 2-2, and Avispa Fukuoka are down to 9. Having had Nago sent off, and now Surano carried off after using their final substitution. They'll certainly have earned this point, won't they? 2-0 down after 9 minutes, down to 9 men. Launched by Fujita. Sanfrecce have it, and Avispa can get themselves reorganised into what remains of their defensive unit. Got to get as many bodies forward now as possible. Sanfrecce Hiroshima. Here's Sasaki to move into the 10th minute of stoppage time. Tolgay Arslan. Sasaki. Filling the penalty area with white shirts, but the ball needs to come in. Blocked away. Sasaki. Now Maeda. Pulls it back across. Oh, Suzuki didn't catch it at all well. And Oka blocked it away, and that was a big chance for the young striker. Long by Fujita. Becomes a very important penalty shootout, doesn't it, for Sanfrecce Hiroshima, but not sure the extra point will be enough. They need all three. Here's Maeda. Avispa will cling on for the point, and who knows? And the penalty shootout may snatch themselves another one. Cross in again. It's gone all the way through. Been to penalties 4 times this season, Avispa Fukuoka. They've won 2 and lost 2. Sanfrecce Hiroshima have had 2 penalty shootouts and they've won both of them. And it is going to be penalties at the best DENKI Stadium. It is finished Avispa Fukuoka 2, Sanfrecce Hiroshima 2. The visitors 2-0 up inside 9 minutes, courtesy of Nakano and Higashi. Uzui grabbed one back. Both teams had a couple of VAR penalty appeals, and then the sending off of Shintaro Nago changed things after Miki had thundered in a wonderful equaliser with 18 minutes to go. Then an injury to Reiji Surano, the substitute, saw Avispa finish the game with 9. But it has finished here. Avispa Fukuoka 2, Sanfrecce Hiroshima 2, and it will be a penalty shootout to decide it. Well, that was the first goal from Nakano. Higashi, a great finish 5 minutes later. Kato had a big-headed opportunity just before that, but a mistake from Osako, presenting Uzui with his second goal of the season. Well, there was nothing he could do about that. Look at the bend on the ball from Tomoya Miki. It's a dream strike from the Avispa captain. And it has earned them at least a point here, and who knows, maybe another one. With a 50% record in their 4 penalty shootouts so far this season. Up against the Sanfrecce team with a 100% record, 2 wins out of 2 on penalties so far in this campaign. Beat Fagiano Akayama after a 1-1 draw, 5-4 on penalties, and the same scoreline against Shimazu S-Pulse earlier this month. Bartosz Gał getting his penalty takers organised. And even if they do win the shootout, they will finish the day on 2 points instead of the 3 that they really did need to try and close the gap on the leaders, Vissel Kobe. Remember, the top teams in the East and West will play off for the 100-year Vision League title. Well, it's certainly a novel and entertaining way to decide league matches. I remember it being used in the Yugoslavian league many years ago, the very year that Red Star Belgrade beat Marseille in the Champions League final on penalties. They were so used to being involved in penalty shootouts week in, week out. So it does have its positive side. So 2 wins, 2 losses from 4 penalty shootouts for Avispa Fukuoka. Sanfrecce Hiroshima perfect so far from the spot this season. And they will be taken at the end of the Sanfrecce Hiroshima supporters. Time for the goalkeepers to take centre stage. And it looks as though Sanfrecce Hiroshima are going to take the first penalty with Tolgay Arslan. Tolgay Arslan then against Kazuki Fujita. They'll be frustrated not to have won this in the 90 minutes, Sanfrecce Hiroshima, but a chance at least to win the shootout and grab the extra point. And it's a cool penalty from Arslan. And Sanfrecce Hiroshima, as they always seem to do in these shootouts, finding the net, getting off to a good start. Kaisuke Osako then to face Yuma Sugioka. Can the young defender level things up then in the shootout? It's a fairly hesitant run up, but puts it away straight down the middle. Not the best penalty you'll ever see. Sugioka scores, it's 1-1. The referee just having a word with him about his celebration in front of the Sanfrecce Hiroshima supporters. And in fact, he's been shown a second yellow card for those celebrations, so he is off. Not that it will matter now in the shootout, but it will in terms of a suspension. So Naoki Maeda, second penalty, and puts it away. The aggressive celebration as well from Maeda. Neither side has flinched yet, 2-1. So Yuji Katajima. Second penalty for Fukuoka. And straight down the middle, 2-2. Well, both the Avispa penalties have gone straight down the middle of Osako's goal. Akito Suzuki. Young striker with the third penalty for Sanfrecce, and he just slams it in. 3-2. That penalty had all the frustration of what had been a difficult game for him after coming on for Kosuke Kinoshita. Perhaps frustrated he didn't start the game as well. Sanfrecce, though, perfect through 3. Now Tepe Oka. With the third Avispa penalty. Pressure increases with each one that Sanfrecce Hiroshima score. Will he go down the middle again? Will Osako just stay in the middle this time? No, he saved it. And Oka is the first to foul from the penalty spot. Is advantage Sanfrecce Hiroshima. And if the next one goes in, Sanfrecce Hiroshima move towards match point. Well, he guessed right this time, Osako. It wasn't the best penalty from Oka. Well, the crowd screaming the name of Fujita, but he's not come up with a save so far. Motoki Ohara with penalty number 4 for Sanfrecce Hiroshima. And if he scores, Avispa Fukuoka have to score the next one. Oh, it's a shocker of a penalty over the bar. Very strange run-up from Ohara. And you're always suspicious when a penalty taker does that. Did a little dance, didn't he, before blazing it into the crowd. And so Avispa have the chance to level up the shootout again. It is Mia, and it's saved. 2 saves in a row from Keisuke Osako. It remains at 3-2 for Sanfrecce Hiroshima. And now it is match point. If this one goes in, Sanfrecce Hiroshima will have won 3 out of 3 penalty shootouts this season. Well, it will be a point gained in the shootout, but will it feel like a point lost? Yamasaki to win the game and see Sanfrecce take 2 points back to Hiroshima rather than the 3 they would have wanted. If he fails to score, then we go on. Oh, he's hit the post! Passes up the opportunity to win it. Well, extraordinary, 5 perfect penalties, and now we've had 4 in a row missed. The width of a post away from grabbing the extra point for Sanfrecce Hiroshima, but they still have to score this one. Avispa Fukuoka. Can Osako produce a 3rd successive save? Money would be on Kamijima to try and break the net with this one. But he has to score. Avispa have missed the last 2. And he does, he tucks it away. And it was a cool, calm and collected penalty. 3-3. And we move into sudden death, and it seems like it's a game that Sanfrecce Hiroshima just don't want to win today. 2-0 up and cruising. And Avispa coming back to 2-2. Then they were playing against 10 for the final moments of the game, but couldn't find a way through. And with a penalty to win it, Yamasaki hit the post. Now it's Arai to put the pressure back on Avispa Fukuoka. Oh, it's an awful penalty. It's a back pass. Well, he hasn't had his best day, it's fair to say. Naoto Arai, who's normally such a key performer for Sanfrecce Hiroshima, but whatever was he thinking here? I mean, the ball barely reached the goal. And if this penalty goes in, Sanfrecce Hiroshima will lose a shootout for the first time this season. Well, they scored their first 3, and they've missed their last 3. And now this is the moment for Avispa Fukuoka, Yu Hashimoto, to win the afternoon. Against all the odds, really. Hashimoto then to win it, and he does! 4-3 to Avispa Fukuoka on penalties. A remarkable win from 2-0 down inside the opening 9 minutes. They finished the game with 9 men after a sending off and an inopportune injury after they used all their substitutions. But it is they who come out on top after eking out a 2-2 draw, courtesy of their captain Mickey's wonder goal. And then having faced a penalty to lose, Yamasaki hit the post with it. Hashimoto, though, didn't pass up his opportunity for Avispa Fukuoka. And they have beaten Sanfrecce Hiroshima here on penalties. And that is a big, big blow for Bartosz Gał's side and their hopes of overhauling Vissel Kobe at the top. They go home with a point, but they have lost the shootout. It's finished 2-2. Avispa win 4-3 on penalties. Well, a stroke of the chin there from Bartosz Gał, just wondering how on earth his side have come away with just a point from this contest. First time they've come out on the wrong side of a penalty shootout. It is 3-1 and 2 lost now for Avispa Fukuoka after 5 shootouts this season. But their improved form towards the end of this campaign bodes well for when the 26-27 season gets underway. Awful start to the 100-year Vision League, which left them without any chance of making it into the main playoff. But they will be up to 7th in the table. Sanfrecce will slip to 5th as a result of this. And all 3 of their penalty shootout wins have come when it's gone to sudden death. So it's clearly a situation they enjoy, but a shake of the heads from the Sanfrecce Hiroshima players, who somehow have been unable to come away with the 3 points and then failed to get the extra point as well in the shootout, despite being in control of both the game in the 90 minutes and the shootout as well. But they have let both slip. And Avispa Fukuoka enjoying the celebration with the club's mascots as well getting involved. Well, there most certainly was a sting in the tail here, wasn't there, for the Wasps? Well, the Sanfrecce players going across to acknowledge their supporters, and in a way of an apology, I should imagine, because unbelievably they have come away with just a point from this game, having had an opportunity to win all 3 and then to at least come away with 2 in the shootout. But credit to Avispa Fukuoka, they kept going, they kept battling.
こちらにはアビスパ福岡背番号11番三木智也選手にお越しいただきました。三木選手 PK 戦での勝利となりました。まずお気持ちからお願いいたします。
はい、非常に嬉しいです。
この PK 戦の時には三木選手ベンチで見守っていらっしゃいましたが、どういう思いで見守っていらっしゃいましたか？
祈るような気持ちで見てました。
そして今日は三木選手のゴールがチームを勝利に導きました。スーパーミドルシュートでした。あの瞬間の判断を教えてください。
結構空いてるなっていうのと、右にうまくそれればいいかなっていうのが本当にイメージ通りに、うまくいい軌道になってくれました。
あの位置からキーパーの位置見ていたんですか？
なんか右側が空いてるようには見えたんで、うまくアウトにかかればいいなと思って